From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
These are the cybersecurity headlines for Thursday, September 11th, 2025. I'm Sarah Lane. The NPM incident. Nothing to fret about? In Wednesday's show, we passed along the story that an attacker compromised a developer's NPM account through a phishing email and pushed malicious updates to 18 popular open source packages. The code attempted to hijack cryptocurrency transactions, but quick detection and response limited the damage. Malicious versions were live for about 6 hours, and losses totaled roughly $1,000. Researchers called it the largest NPM attack to date in potential scope, but its actual impact appears to be minimal. Cursor Autorun flaw lets repositories execute code without consent. A flaw in the Cursor extension allows repositories to automatically execute code when a folder is opened in Visual Studio Code, even without developer consent. The Autorun feature can be exploited to steal API keys, alter files, or install persistent malware. With Workspace Trust off by default, opening a folder could compromise a developer's machine. Experts warn the show's developer tools are now part of the attack surface. Senator Wyden urges FTC to probe Microsoft over Ascension hack. U.S. Senator Ron Wyden has urged the Federal Trade Commission to investigate Microsoft for gross cybersecurity negligence after the 2024 Ascension hospital ransomware attack affected 5.6 million patients. Wyden alleges the breach started after a contractor clicked a malicious Bing link, and that Microsoft's failure to disable the insecure RC4 encryption protocol contributed to the attack. Ascension reported $1.8 billion in operating losses and offered 2 years of identity protection to victims. Microsoft says RC4 use is minimal and plans to disable it by default in 2026. Apple's Memory Integrity Enforcement System thwarts spyware development. Apple launched Memory Integrity Enforcement, or MIE, in its new iPhone 17, iPhone Air, and A19, A19 Pro chips, meant to block memory corruption exploits used by mercenary spyware. MIE combines hardware and OS checks via Enhanced Memory Tagging Extension, or EMTE, verifying memory usage in real time to prevent unauthorized access. It doesn't fully eliminate spyware risk, but Apple says it does make attacks much harder and much more costly. Huge thanks to our sponsor, Vanta. Do you know the status of your compliance controls right now? I'm talking right this second. We know that real-time visibility is critical for security, but when it comes to our GRC programs, we rely on point-in-time checks. More than 9,000 companies have continuous visibility into their controls with Vanta. Vanta brings automation to evidence collection across 35 frameworks like SOC 2 and ISO 27001. They also centralize key workflows like policies, access reviews, and reporting, and help you get security questionnaires done 5 times faster with AI. Now that is a new way to GRC. Get started today at vanta.com/headlines. Eggstream malware breaches Philippine military systems. Bitdefender researcher Bogdan Zavodovsky said in a report shared with the Hacker News that Chinese state-sponsored APT Group used a new fileless malware framework called Eggstream to compromise a Philippine military contractor. Eggstream operates entirely in memory, using DLL sideloading and a multi-stage payload to maintain persistence, steal data, and perform reconnaissance. Its core backdoor, Eggstream Agent, includes a keylogger and supports 58 commands for lateral movement, privilege escalation, and exfiltration. The malware also uses secondary implants and proxy tools to maintain access. SalesLoft Drift hack claims Tenable, Qualys. A supply chain attack on SalesLoft's Drift AI chat agent exposed OAuth tokens, affecting multiple companies, including Tenable and Qualys. Attackers apparently accessed SalesLoft's GitHub account between March and June, then used the tokens to gain unauthorized access to Salesforce data, including customer contact information and support requests. The attacks linked to the UNC 6395 group exploited weak controls and tore exit notes. Both affected companies said their services remain operational and disabled the Drift integration to contain the breach. Jaguar Land Rover admits possible stolen data. Jaguar Land Rover, or JLR, has confirmed some data may have been compromised in a cyber attack that halted production at UK plants, affecting around 1,000 vehicles daily. JLR's parent company, Tata Motors, hasn't said whether the data involved customers, suppliers, or internal records. The attack was claimed by the Scattered Lapsus Hunters Group and forced JLR to shut down IT networks, while the National Cybersecurity Center assists with recovery. Chili Hell macOS malware may have been live for 4 years. Chili Hell, a modular macOS backdoor, may have infected computers undetected for 4 years. This was first reported by Mandiant in 2023 and linked to the UNC 4487 group. A developer-signed version passed Apple's notarization back in 2021 and was publicly hosted on Dropbox. Jamp Threat Labs researchers found that the malware persists via launch agents, launch daemons, or shell profile modifications, and evades detection using time stomping, multiple command and control protocols, and a modular design. It can download updates, brute force passwords, exfiltrate data, and execute additional payloads. Apple has revoked the associated developer certificates. Since we started CISO series, we've understood that selling cybersecurity products is quite difficult. But it's compounded by the trend that large companies, not smaller ones, are often the first to adopt new solutions. But that adoption rate is also hampered by the risk-averse nature of enterprise businesses. How can and do small startups cross that chasm? That's what we're trying to answer in our latest episode of Defense in Depth. Look for the episode, The Pattern of Early Adoption of Security Tools, wherever you get your podcasts. If you have any thoughts from the news from today or about the show in general, be sure to reach out to us at feedback@cisoseries.com. We would love to hear from you. I am Sarah Lane reporting for the CISO series, and you take care.
Cybersecurity headlines are available every weekday. Head to cisoseries.com for the full stories behind the headlines.